Achieving the fluffy texture of a chiffon cake is not easy. You must wash your hands thoroughly and make sure your equipment is properly sterilized and clean before beginning. It's an easy cake with simple ingredients, but a watchful eye is necessary. You will only need 8 ingredients. 2 cups of cake flour for the extra gluten and silky texture that it will ensure by the end product. 4 teaspoons of baking powder to help with the rising of the cake once it hits the heat of the oven. Half a teaspoon of salt for enhancing the flavor of the orange or lemon zest you include. Half a cup of a neutral tasting oil, which includes but is not limited to vegetable oil, corn oil, canola oil, or safflower oil. Oil will help keep the cake moist, but also ensure it doesn't dry out when left out. 2 tablespoons of grated orange zest or lemon zest, whichever flavor you feel is more appropriate for the occasion you are celebrating. Keep in mind that lemon is bright and orange is tangy. Both citruses will interact differently. 3/4 of a cup of orange juice if you choose orange zest, or if you opt for lemon, some milk or cream can substitute. The last and most important ingredient is 6 eggs separated into their whites and yolks, both at room temperature. First, you will want to take the dry ingredients and sift them together. The texture is important in a chiffon cake, and any lumps will ruin the dish completely. Set the dry ingredients aside and grab a larger bowl to place the oil, zest, juice or milk, and egg yolks together. Whisk till completely homogeneous and ensure smoothness. Add the dry ingredients you prepared earlier and place into the bowl, mixing but not overmixing. You want the powder to just disappear and no lumps to be present. You may opt to fold your ingredients instead of using either the hand or electric mixer. Set this mixture aside to begin the most important part of your baking journey. Take the egg whites and some sugar and whip until they form soft peaks. Add more sugar gradually, not all at once, or you will deflate the beautiful air you just beat into your whites. Until there are stiff peaks, stiff enough to hold but not to stick straight up. Ensure a beautiful curl that reattaches to itself and slumps slightly when turned upside down from the spatula. Take your beautiful, airy whites and fold in additions of 3 or 4 until the batter is light and fluffy. When you fold, move around the bowl, its diameter halfway. Come up and across as if dragging ever so slightly until it comes together as one. Pour into an ungreased tube pan, one which the bottom comes out easily from the sides, including parchment paper around the outer diameter if desired. However, this step is not completely necessary. Bake in a preheated 325-degree Fahrenheit oven for about an hour, procuring a springy cake that will smell of divine citron glory. Check with a skewer if desired for crumbs or wetness. Watch as you place your finger down on the cake. It springs back with full force, leaving barely the imprint of the pressure you just applied. Construct the cross-section by cutting yourself a slice and seeing the little bubbles that formed on the perfectly smooth cut, the top a golden brown, the inside the lightest butter yellow you could ever imagine. How will this beautiful cake you just made taste? Are you nervous? Why don't you consider this over a cup of hot coffee?